I'm Chef Shawn. And welcome to my kitchen. Today, we're going to be making crepes. Thin, elegant, and light. They are a perfect addition to your creative arsenal. Now, to make crepes, we're going to have to wash our hands. This is a step which we've covered in all 3 of our prior episodes. And it's simple. You pump the soap, give it a nice wash, make sure to spread the soap all over your hands, get all those nasty bugs off, and then just pump the tap on and wash it off, just like that. Make sure they're dry. Don't want any fungus to grow on your hands. That would be disgusting. And now we're ready to collect our ingredients. Now, this is the perfect place in my garden to get our wonderful ingredients. Now, we've got some special ingredients today with our little fella over here. Perfect. Absolutely wonderful. Now, crepes are perfect because they're simple, very basic. All they require is 1 egg, 1 cup of flour, and 1 cup of milk. Crepes, however, are pretty bland on their own, which is why we're going to be making a nice lemon sauce. Now, to make our zestful lemon sauce, we're going to need, of course, 2 lemons. And the recipe also calls for 1/4 cup of sugar. Now, normally we'd be using caster sugar, but we're politically correct here. So I'm going to be using brown sugar. Now, to start, we're going to need to chop up the lemons. Luckily, we have a nice chopping board in here. Perfect. And we're also going to need a nice sharp knife, like this one right here. First of all, we want to save the skin of this lemon. So we just sort of cut it off like that. This adds a nice tangy flavor to our beautiful sauce. So we sort of cut the zest off like that. Now we've got the zest off, we're just going to chop these lemons up. So that one there, and there we go, so that one there. We've also got to juice these lemons, nice juice. So we have a nice lemon juicer here, perfect tool for the job, and we just sort of, just like that, sort of massage the lemon on the spike here. And we're just going to do this for each half we have to get as much lemon juice as we possibly can. Absolutely beautiful. And don't worry about the seeds coming out. As you can see, they get blocked by this nice little filament. And after we are done juicing, we're just going to pop all this lemon juice and the rind into a pot. And then we're just going to boil it. Simple like that, along with some sugar. And that's going to create a nice syrupy syrup. Nice, thick and juicy. Now, just got to pop all of this into a pot that we've got here. And over here, now, we've got our lemon juice, and we're just going to pop the lemon juice with the rind in here. Like that, absolutely beautiful. Perfect. Now we're just going to move it onto the back hot plate of the stove here. Set the ball rolling. We're going to need that 1/4 cup of sugar. Brown sugar, in the measurement goes like so. Wonderful. And we're just going to have to stir it a bit. And if need be, If it gets a bit too gluggy, we might add a bit of water in just to thin it out. But this should be absolutely wonderful. Now we're just going to get these little chunks out of our sauce. And careful not to burn yourself on this step because it is boiling hot. Now we have our lemon sauce. Now we've completed our wonderful zesty lemon sauce, we are going to move on to the crepes themselves. Now, crepes are incredibly simple. All they require is a 1:1:1 ratio, meaning 1 cup of plain flour, 1 cup of milk, and of course, 1 egg. Now, let's begin. First of all, we're just going to gather our materials. Grab our 1 cup measure, and we're going to open the flour here. We're also just going to get our mixing bowl ready. Wonderful bowl, reliable, fits right into the electric mixer here. Our 1 bit of flour, and we're actually going to sift it because we don't want any lumps of flour. Now, age-old helper right here, this sieve. And if we just have any lumps here, we just push them in like that. Absolutely perfect. So we're actually going to grab a bowl, just like this, and we're also going to grab an egg. And in here, I have a whisk. As you can see, I just got a little bit of eggshell in there. That sucks. I hate eggshells. Now, I'm just going to whisk this up. Simple like that. Very, very simple. Now that it's all sort of mixed in, and the yolk and the other bit is mixed in together, we're going to grab our 1 cup measure, and we're just going to very gently pour out 1 cup of milk. Wonderful. And we're just going to mix that in a bit as well. Just being gentle so it doesn't spill everywhere. We never spill things here on Chef Shawn. Now, with the flour, we just make a little well in the center here, like that. Our wonderful preserved egg and milk. Pour it in like that. Wonderful. Absolutely perfect. Now we're going to be using the whisk end. We're going to put this in here like this. And now watch as the magic in cameras. Start at a nice slow speed so nothing sloshes everywhere, and immediately you can see these results. You can see that the flour and the egg and the milk are all mixing together to make a nice batch. And it is beautiful. The batter is coming along perfectly. Now, while we wait for that to mix, we're going to put on a little lower speed. While we wait for that to mix, we're actually going to grab our pan from our pantry. We have a nice special pan. It's a very, very big pan with our assortment of frying pans that have yet to be used on the show. And we're going to get this nice, massive pan here. Now, another thing that we have is a very helpful tool. The crepe twirler. Pop them up there, and we'll just gently get this warming up. Put on a nice low heat here, because we don't want a very hot heat. Now we'll just check on the mixture, and the mixture is beautiful. The batter is coming along wonderfully. As you can see, it's nice and smooth. I'm actually going to turn it off here. Now, don't let the low quantity fool you. This is actually a very, very large mixture, because the crepes are incredibly thick. Firstly, we're going to get a nice big spoon, and then we're going to get some. And the reason we're getting butter is because we don't want the crepes to stick to the pan. See, that would be bad. Let's grab this, and normally I'd use some paper towels, but all our paper towels have mysteriously disappeared. Just like that. Wrap it up in a nice little package. Turn up the heat on the pan so it gets nice and hot. And wipe it across like that. Now you can see we have smeared this butter all over the pan, and this will help to lubricate our batter mixture. Now, just while we wait for the pan to heat up a bit, I'll just give you some tips and tricks for this wonderful T-shaped tool. The crepe twirler, see, crepes need to be thin. That's the whole point of crepes. They are thin, thin, thin. And normally you could do it with a spoon, but it's very difficult to do with a spoon. So we have a handy helpful tool. And when you pour it on, you just grab the spoon. Normally it scoops them up and you'd pour it on, and quickly you just twirl it around like that. And it just gets the crepe spread to the very edge corners of the pan, or the nice large frying pan. Now the pan should be hot enough. I'll just give another little wipe with our butter. Grab a little bit of mixture. We won't grab too much. We don't want too much mixture. A little bit of mixture, and let's just test the waters. Hopefully this works out well. Like that, and then quickly just look at that thin batter. And as you can see, it's not perfectly shaped, but not all things are perfectly symmetrical. It does not take long at all. I'm going to grab another handy tool called a spatula. Now this is where you have to make sure that you have buttered your pan, because if you haven't buttered your pan, good luck getting this baby off. And we just leave it there for a bit. Now that we have left our first crepe here for a little while, we're going to open it up and check. Flip it up and check, and wonderful. That is beautiful. A handy trick when you're making a large batch is you get a tea towel, place it over, and it keeps them nice and warm. And we're just going to do the same as we did before. So we have our crepe twirler out, and just get it off, and then look at that. That's something beautiful. And as you can see, it just lightly sears. Crepe twirler back, and we'll leave it for a bit for it to heat up. Now, our final step is to just get some cream, because everyone loves cream. Let's put to a nice low setting at the start. Just whisking up here. Be careful not to spill. Beautiful. Now we've got a nice thickened cream. As you can see, our cream is looking gorgeous. And I'm going to grab our crepes from over here, and our crepes. Wonderful. Nice big one here. Now our crepes, all sorts of little things, but we're just going to roll them up. Like so. They can be folded into triangles. But we're not going to do that, just for presentation purposes. And another thing for presentation purposes, I'm going to grab a nice little lemon and our little knife. Just some little bits of lemon, and we're going to get the seeds out because those look ugly. Just going to get our sauce and just going to drizzle it. Grab a little bit of cream, just like that. Add a lemon in. And voila! Bon appetit!